Lagos is not one person's property. It cannot be. It cannot. It's not somebody's backyard. People who are in Lagos should be able to decide when they want to try another button. And you need to allow them
to express themselves.
To express themselves. That is democracy. Nigeria is going through a revolution, and it is going to affect everywhere. May God help them not to try to be funny, because I know that they must try to. They won't want to accept defeat. My sister has a neighbor in front of her house at Onitsha. They are her best people. She gives them her key when she's going out. A husband and a wife with the family. They are Yoruba. We should be able, if we don't want Nigeria, let's divide it, let everybody go. If we want Nigeria, let us live like Nigerians. People should be educated. People should use their senses to stop anybody using these things to create unnecessary enmity, unnecessary rancor between people that have no issues because of their selfish interests. Because when they do it, they always check the motive of anything anybody is saying or doing. But you see, foolish people are more in the number. And so you can come up and cook up anything and tell them that whatever wants to sell Lagos or this and that, and then it becomes, without knowing, asking themselves, what is the motive of this person saying this thing? What is he trying to achieve? If these things are not corrected, them and their children, Nigerians and Africans in abroad will wait for them. You want to come abroad and enjoy a good atmosphere?
Yes, sir.
Okay? With the money of the sufferers. They will wait for you and bite off your nose. Let's stop calling evil good and good evil. Let us join hands together to get this thing right. The people who are suppressing the poor masses, they are not many. And even themselves, let them repent. You cannot have peace when you refuse others to have peace. Anybody that cannot see the hand of God in this obedient movement is blind. Now, you see, one thing people don't understand, and they need to understand, is that any political office holder is a servant.
Any political office holder is a servant,
from president to chancellor. The church is the light of the world.
The church, sir.
Yes, and when you see any country not doing well, look at the church. When God gives you a platform, gives you a voice, it's for a purpose. It's for his purpose, not even just your purpose, his own purpose. So if it's not representing his purpose, you are the enemy of God. My word for Peter Obi will be to stand for the mandate people have given him. It's not about him. He should stand for it, fight for it in every legitimate form, in every way that is legal, in every way that is in order. But he should fight for this. If he chicken out of this, God will ask him question. I am a believer in truth. It doesn't matter where and how anybody feel or think about it. I am not against anybody. I am not for anybody. I am for the truth. Wherever the truth is where I want to be.
back up your claim, sir. Look at it. He said Tinubu's Muslim ticket caused APC's defeat in Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu. He was trying to judge. He said Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the same faith ticket featuring 2 Muslims, Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, as presidential and vice presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, caused the party's defeat in the state in the February 25 presidential election. This is what he said. Mr. Sanwo-Olu, in an interview with Arise TV on Wednesday morning, added that ethnic sentiment and internal rancor in the APC also contributed to the defeat of the party in Lagos State.
You see, this is coming from a drowning man. He is afraid. He's not sure of what is going to come out of the gubernatorial polls.
That's just 2 days from now.
So
the man has been going everywhere begging people.
I understand he even goes so the people have to wash their plates.
Yes, and even mechanical shops to do the mechanics.
If you want him to come and bath your children,
he went to a church.
He's ready to.
The pastor was shocked. Yeah. Then when the church closed, they were trying to escort to the car. He stood at the front of the church. He was shaking everybody one by one.
He became an usher.
He became an usher, emergency executive usher. Yeah. He has been going, even appearing at places that people don't expect him. Yeah. Even all the agents of government that have made life miserable for people of Lagos have been begging. Last month has been begging the people. Yeah. As we are driving down now, we saw all the sweepers carrying placard of the party campaigning along Agege and along Iju Road, everywhere. So everybody's just begging that, yes, we mess you up, but please have mercy, forgive us. There's some kings are now saying they are even organizing Uru, the kind of traditional sacrifice that people should not move from one time to the other. I mean, a whole lot of strategic, intellectual plugging.
You see, it's the move of a drowning man. The issue of the whole thing is that if Lagosians, and when I say Lagosians, I don't mean Yorubas. I mean anybody that is living
in Lagos, doing business and doing
whatever. Once, as long as you find yourself here, if they mean well for themselves, let there be a change. It's not because of him, but it is time for a change.
The season of change.
It's a season of change. I don't know the other candidates so well. No, and I'm not trying to say himself is not good or whatever, but looking at the trend of things. My dear, Lagos is not one person's property. It cannot be. It cannot. It's not somebody's backyard. People who are in Lagos should be able to decide when they want to try another button. And you need to allow them
to express themselves.
That is democracy. It doesn't matter what you feel or what you think, you allow them to express themselves. You cannot have a whole state in captivity. And then some people say, no, be juju be that. But this one is more than juju. Nigeria is going through a revolution, and it is going to affect everywhere. May God help them not to try to be funny, because I know that they must try to. They won't want to accept defeat. They will want to do anything possible to retain the state that they are holding in bondage. But the people themselves, already they are buying over some people and using Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, this and that to confuse the foolish-minded ones.
Yes, sir.
The people they are trying to turn you against are not your problem.
In fact, the governorship aspirant of the Labour Party in Lagos, the Mr. Gbadebo Revival, has been gaining momentum in the last 3-4 weeks with his charisma, with his intellect, with his sense of political ambition. But these people have went to town to say, oh, his father is Yoruba, and his father was not properly married to his Igbo mother, and that he was raised by an Igbo, he's not the true son of the soil, that is like, he's also a member of IPOB, they are going to give Lagos to IPOB, a whole lot of, insignificant campaign, strategy to just downplay him. They will say, all sort of things. And despite that, young people are saying, yes, even if that is the case, we are voting for him. And they've been using...
Let me cut you, and I want to cut you purposely. I want to see a Nigeria where a Yoruba man can be governor of Anambra State. There is one Yoruba guy, he's contesting in Umuahia, and by grace of God, he will win.
Amen.
Father Yoruba, mother Yoruba. This is what we want to see if we want to have a new Nigeria, if we want to have a progressive Nigeria. Obama, I said, a former slave became a president in America. If we continue with ethnic bias and religious bias, if we continue to use it as a tool to twist the brain of the brainless, the foolish people, Nigeria will not go anywhere. The young man is there waxing, and if they don't tamper with things, he will win, because the people have woken up.
You mean Gbadebo revival?
He has all it takes. Peter Obi won in Lagos.
Yes, sir.
And so he can win. Because the vote people are casting is like a revolution. They will do everything possible to try to stop it. But they should be careful. Because when they ignite the fire, they cannot quench. Look at them trying to push Igbos and Yorubas that have nothing against each other.
Yes, sir. Honestly, nothing against each other.
Nothing against each other.
Peaceful business, coexistence.
And should not have anything against each other.
My neighbor where I'm living is an Igbo man.
My dear.
He's the next person to me.
My dear, my sister has a neighbor in front of her house at Onitsha. They are her best people. She gives them her key when she's going out. A husband and a wife with the family. They are Yoruba. We should be able, if we don't want Nigeria, let's divide it, let everybody go. If we want Nigeria, let us live like Nigerians. Nobody will come from anywhere and come and take your land. No. After all, Chinese people are buying over Lagos.
That is very suffocating.
Lebanese people are buying over Lagos.
That is irritating, sir.
These are not even Africans.
The foreign people.
We completely alien to whatever Nigeria is about. When people should be educated, people should use their senses to stop anybody using these things to create unnecessary enmity, unnecessary rancor between people that have no issues because of their selfish interests. Because when they do it, they always check the motive of anything anybody is saying or doing. But you see, foolish people are more in the number. And so you can come up and cook up anything and tell them that Wedebo wants to sell Lagos or this and that, and then it becomes, without knowing, asking themselves, what is the motive of this person saying this thing? What is he trying to achieve? And then one or two people of their cronies that are gaining from them, we try to support it to create confusion. And tomorrow, if there is bloodshed, them and their children, you will not find them. Oh yes, some of them have private jets. They will jump in and off. The security they have, you don't have. And then they will tell you to come and be fighting against each other, and you will continue. You went to a market and won a whole market of people who are not politicians. These are strugglers. These are people trying to feed their families. They don't know you. You don't know them. They are struggling the way you are struggling, and they send you go and burn them and even kill somebody. In fact, what do you think will be your future and the future of your children?
Ogao. And
that is why they don't want these people to be something. Oh, yes, they weaponize poverty so that they can use the poor masses against themselves.
In fact, there's a guy called Enzo Lomo the other day, just 3 days ago, is the chief, they say he's in charge of garages and whatever, motor parks. He has been working for Tinubu. He was throwing Gary to the people during campaign. He was just stoning their hands, stoning their chests, stoning their head with the Gary. I mean, when you carry food, and you are throwing it at people that they should eat and go and vote or whatever. I don't know what he meant. He was throwing the Gary at them, stoning them with the Gary as if that is called it house to house. He was throwing the Gary at them, and you need to see the video. You will have pity for our people. You think that they are okay. I'm coming. He was throwing the Gary at them. I mean, it was glaringly unfortunate that,
before you find whatever you are finding, the Gary is throwing for them is the one that will last for how many years?
Maybe 4 years. Sir.
4 yees. Oh,
yes.
It must be a very big bag.
Yeah, we're even looking for the bag now.
The bag must be extra large, that will fall on their chest and they still survive.
Yes.
And stand. This is the highest ridicule you can give to a people, showing that you have weaponized poverty. That people can accept a sachet of Gary.
Yes, sachet, sir.
To vote for you, and then you will continue in their slavery with your generation, with your children. It shows. There's this story about a man who took a fowl and removed the feathers, and after removing the feathers, he was throwing corn.
Yes.
For the fowl. And the fowl was still coming to eat.
Yes, sir.
After pulling the feathers,
the fowl couldn't fly again.
With blood coming out, and now he's using corn, to.
He isn't throwing the Gary now. He's throwing the Gary at them.
You see, this is. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
And they are milling around him, shouting, "We want, we want."
Can you imagine?
This is on the truck.
These are people subdued and conquered with poverty. These are people.
They are still following the vehicle, sir. Look at this, they are rushing. Some are even being pushed, fell down, so even lost their phone there. This is around the night. Alagomeji Yaba area. Saying so long, throwing packets of Gary to our people at Ejigbo. This is what Aswaja and APC have turned negotiations into. They have weaponized poverty and hunger.
Okay.
It's so painful throwing it as if it was feeding animals. Many of them will still vote APC on Saturday. Slaves that love their chains. That's always their tool. Make them suffer in poverty so that when you share them stuff like this during campaign, they will forget the past and vote for another 4 years of suffering.
This is, these are the things that these evil politicians use that will make them to hire a human being as a thug or as an assassin to go and kill. They reduce people to the point where their self-will, their self-esteem, their reasoning will be completely altered to that of an animal. So, this is what Nigerians will want to continue. Of course not. It's not meant to continue. And the international community have to quickly look into these things and help Nigeria to get it right. Because when this rain will fall, it will not fall on one man's house. It's what they are calling for. What they are calling for. And God will make sure that none of them will escape with their own family.
Amen.
If they think, let these people not come to the point where them and their families cannot travel abroad and meet angry Africans, angry Nigerians.
At the point of entry.
It's coming to pass. Even on the street. You will meet a Nigerian boy, a Nigerian girl, or an African boy or African girl who have gone to hustle.
In fact, they've been beating ministers from Cameroon in New York, in London.
It is going to be worse.
The other day, they even beat one Ikwe. I think he has problem now. They beat him in Germany, and he was running. He missed one of his shoes.
It's not even one shoe. The trouser will fall off. Listen, it will get worse. They will come to a point whereby these abroad, they think they can escape with their children. Will not be able to accommodate them. Because, you see, you will provoke people to a point, and then you yourself will know you are no more safe. Watch it, it is going to happen. If these things are not corrected, them and their children, Nigerians and Africans in abroad will wait for them. You want to come abroad and enjoy a good atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Okay? With the money of the sufferers. They will wait for you and bite off your nose. It is coming to that point. And nothing can stop it. The only thing that can stop it is let them allow things to go the way it's supposed to go.
Allow the freedom of the people.
Allow the people to express themselves.
Their free will enterprise.
Let their free will, rule. Because you say democracy is power to the people, for the people.
And you keep them.
And then you are suppressing them
for 25 years.
No.
And you said they have to just allow you to rule them, even if you are healthy or not healthy.
It will
if you
not.
are politically savvy.
Let me tell you something. Time comes when even the earth will rebel against them. I'm not talking about heaven.
The earth itself here.
They are marching, will rebel on them. Because the hardship, the suffering is too much. My dear, do you know how many phone calls I get from abroad of frustrated people?
Highly frustrated.
Highly frustrated people abroad. They have run out of Nigeria, for greener pasture.
And the greener pasture is even turning red.
Real brown. So, what we are saying, and should get to anybody, let's stop calling evil good and good evil. Let us join hands together to get this thing right. The people who are suppressing the poor masses, they are not many. And even themselves, let them repent. You cannot have peace when you refuse others to have peace. You cannot. You cannot. You say you can kill. How many people will you kill? And your own end will be too terrible. So let's come back to our senses and try to, fix this thing. I still say this election must not, the outcome of this election is not the will of the people and should not ever be allowed to stand. It should not be allowed to. The people should resist it in the right way until the right thing is done.
The right thing
It's done. Yes. That is the point. That is very important, and that is very clear. And anybody who is not is not standing with God. It's not standing right.
And you think that the young man that God is preparing for Lagos, Gbadebo revival, you think that he has every opportunity and grace to become the governor of Lagos after 24 years in the hand of a party that appears not to appreciate the will of the people?
You see, let there be a change. Let somebody else try. Let other hands come into things. I know that it's not easy for somebody to just give up power like that. The people should be allowed to decide. Let the people decide who they want to be there. Let it not go like the presidential election. Let these things not gather to cause this entity called Nigeria to bleed.
You can imagine the governor just last week, within the space of last week, after the presidential election, all the vehicles that have been wrongly arrested for one traffic offense or the other, that they put so much money on them, they started releasing them free of charge. Even yesterday, Sanwo-Olu suddenly decided to release some NSAS protesters arrested since October 2020. They have been in Kirikiri for almost 3 years now. He released them.
What is your name? Kevin Haruna. Wetin happen? Where you take go? Where you go?
That NSAS stand. So, for the NSAS.
Okay.
Police, backwards.
Okay.
From station.
Wetin be today's date? Today na waiting. Today na Wednesday, February 15, 2023. March 15, 2023. Okay. I dey hear you, my brother.
As they took us police station, from police station to SARS. As they took us to SARS, they took us to court. As they took us to court, from that day, they now took us to prison.
Imagine.
From there, they just dumb us there.
For there?
Yes. I was almost there for 2 years, 6 months. I never go court.
Imagine. Because of NSAS protest, they just carry you to court today because election, governorship election, they come.
And they bring me to prison.
See, slippers, so to prove say it just come out. You know they see him.
11 of us were
11 people now they just leave. Imagine. No worry. People wait there online. We have NGOs online that will take up the matter. No worry. They took you out. Where they carry you go? Which prison they carry you go? Kirikiri. Imagine. And we dey country where say we get government, get everything. No worry. We go get your contact. I will get back to you.
Sanwo-Olu is releasing them now, releasing the cars for people that.
Wait a minute. They still have this youths in the prison.
Yes, sir.
Because of NSAS.
Since then, yes, sir. They forget them, but now they've just released them now.
Oh God Almighty!
Yesterday, this is just yesterday, sir.
Oh God Almighty! Are you? This is yesterday.
Yeah, this is yesterday, sir. This is 15th of March. Yesterday.
Hi. Since NSAS.
Yes, sir. They just released them yesterday because in the light of.
Because these children are expressing themselves.
Yes, sir. Because they expressed themselves. Yes, they were arrested.
And then put them in prison up till now?
Up till now, yes, sir.
And then release them because of election?
Yes, sir. Even the agency that is the most roguery agency that is much humiliating people in Lagos, last month they've been begging, that they should forgive them, to just make sure that this election comes to APC and all that. I have not seen this kind of thing before. This is last month begging people now that they should forgive them. ẹ̀yin Abacha kò forí jù wá ibi ìlàjà.
My dear, this country is annoying. This country is annoying. It's very, very, very annoying. This, if you wouldn't mind, let's shift to something else. These children, and such children are still, we are still in Greek until yesterday.
3 years after.
This 3 years after, my dear, this country. No. And you brought them out because of election.
Yes, sir. Release them. So that the atmosphere will be cooling, so that people can start saying things good about them, so that the governor has really been going around, really. He has humbled himself. You find him in mechanic shops trying to...
licking ice cream up and down from one supermarket to the other.
Yes,
mall.
An Igbo man's mall. He enter into a place, greet the person, going to church, shaking hands with people, sit where there is masses. It does not even matter. Even if you have a party in your house, you call him, he will come. Very humble man this time around. Easygoing, gentle.
I saw one video. He was calling him to come and bath the pikin. The person was calling him to come and bath his pikin.
Yes.
Because anything now he is ready to do it.
Yes, all of them.
I even saw the one where he was plaiting a woman's hair.
Yes. Those are all the kind of strategies they are putting out that people just forgive them. People just please overlook their shortcomings, vote them back to power. And I keep asking. I ask myself, can the leopard change his spots? I mean, can a lion behave like a sheep, or can a scorpion behave like maybe like a tsetse fly? Because the biting of tsetse fly, you can still use medicine to cure it than that of a scorpion. You know, a whole lot of things is happening in the political movement. And we look at the obedient movement. We look at Peter Obi, and you look at what Peter Obi said, that if anybody wants to bear the nomenclature of an excellency, that person must get it in a very excellent way. So you ask yourself, that what do you see? A lot of people are saying the obedient, they came with a bad agenda, they are IPO member, they are insufficient people, they don't have opinion, all the rest, all sort of.
Anybody that cannot see the hand of God in this obedient movement is blind. Has it ever happened in this country, in the history of this country?
No, sir.
What the move you are seeing?
No, sir.
You should be able to know when the hand of God is in something.
Yes, sir.
And then look at how it's moving.
The Renaissance.
Where is he going to? Where is he moving to? How many months ago?
Just maybe close to 40 months ago.
And the whole parties are urinating on their trousers. All the governors are not sitting well.
Yes, sir.
It has never happened before. Some of the governors, every time there is a election, they are sure that nothing.
It's a walkover.
It's a walkover. But this one, everybody knows that anything is possible.
Governor Sanwo-Olu has been following his godfather during the real election, from one state for campaign to the other state, from one king's palace to another palace, from one helipad to another helipad, from one neighborhood to another neighborhood. But when the reality of February 25th hit all of them, the governor has done a 360 degree, even alluding their failure to the Muslim ticket and some other sentiments in the political arena, and going to the extent of becoming a mechanic in a jiffy, becoming a visitor to a shop owner, becoming an ice cream liquor around the boutique. I mean, becoming even maybe a hair plater. I mean, becoming a solicitor. I mean, a political solicitor trying to solicit political help from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. He has become so humble to the extent that you can see him anywhere, to the extent that he became an usher in a church, shaking people's hand, directing them, move here, don't move there, go here, go there. And people are just wondering, the whole governor of Lagos State in our church. Even the pastor made mention that, I'm shocked, sir, that I saw you today in our church.
Now, you see, one thing people don't understand and they need to understand is that Any political office holder is a servant.
Any political office holder is a servant, not a boss.
From president to chancellor. It's not a boss. It's a servant. You are the one paying him. He is answerable to you. All this honorable and the excellency in stealing and this and that doesn't make any meaning. And that's why I like this civilized world.
You see
they know that they are servants. They are answerable to you, and you can question them. You don't worship somebody who is serving you, who is living by your salary. That is why you see a thief tomorrow is answering His Excellency. His Excellency in stealing. Excellency that will finish in Black Maria. They know why they are fighting Peter Obi. Because they know that there is a hurricane that is going to sweep many of them to prison. It's not Peter Obi that will put them there. No, they are skeletons. The skeletons they have on their cupboard, some of them it will be too much that it cannot be overlooked. So the people themselves should come to understand that somebody who is in office is your servant.
Ugao.
Whatever life is living there, you made it possible. They are not to be worshipped. They are not to be looked at as somebody, or whatever. That I'm not saying you shouldn't respect them. You respect them. But not trying to see them as if they are...
Or no hero worship them.
That for what?
Ugao.
So this is the point. This is like Buhari. Buhari, after crying and they put him in office, he turned to gorilla. So a black man's understanding of these things need to change. Need to change. Go to the civilized world and see. You are. Anybody representing you. You can be able to approach that person. You can decide you want to see the person, and it will give you audience.
Yes, sir.
That is it. But here you see them as this thing because they carry army and police and everything surround themselves because their ways are not straight. So all these things will not help Africa. It will not help developing nations.
Is suffering from memory loss.
C'est qui tous ces gens qui sont là? Pourquoi je n'ai pas demandé ça? Est-ce qu'il y a des gens importants là?
Les ministres qui sont là. Le président Kagame a parlé, il est parti, introduit. Le monsieur vous a introduit. Il y avait un monsieur de vous qui vous a introduit.
Je dois parler maintenant.
Vous restez assis, parlez assis. Vous pouvez parler assis, étant assis.
Ici?
Oui.
Pourquoi?
Vous pouvez parler assis, étant assis.
Ici?
Oui.
Pourquoi? C'est moi. Il n'y a personne pour conduire les travaux.
All these people present here. They answered it. Why I didn't ask for this? Why I didn't ask for this? Are there important personalities among them?
So this thing is real.
It's real, sir. I say, yes, sir, Your Excellency. President Kagame just spoke. It is your turn. You have the microphone, sir. There are important people in the room. Okay, you mean I should now speak? You're speaking French. Where? Yes, sir. You can. Yes, you can. Do it sitting down. Do it sitting down. Here. So why?
I mean, it's so sad.
You can be hearing.
The man just sat there. He farted.
He farted.
He kept looking at the pamphlet in his hand for minutes. That is supposed to be his speech.
He farted like 3 times, sir.
Farted again.
Yes.
In public. He put out his pamphlet. His aide came back to prompt him to speak.
You hear the farting now? He has farted one. He's farting again. People are waiting for him to speak.
You hear these things. You hear these things, and you think that you hear these things. You think some of them are jokes.
They are not jokes, sir. They are real. Like the president of Cameroon, His Excellency Paul Biya, sir.
Why are they punishing this man? The people who are backing him, are they not more wicked than him?
Because they couldn't sack him in the country. They felt
the people who don't want an old man like this to rest because of their selfish interest.
Yes, sir.
Them and this man who is more wicked.
I think they are the one that is wicked.
A man of this age, you won't allow him to rest?
Yes, sir.
Even if you don't want to rest, you help him to rest.
There are many of them, sir.
You see, let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
You might be looking at this man now. You might not understand that the people around him who are benefiting from this rubbish are worse than him. Because the moment he steps down,
yes, sir,
or anybody takes over, their gain is lost. So their selfish interest is more important to them than whatever happens to the nation.
Yes, sir.
Will this person be able to understand the issue of the economy and the kind of fracas they have all over Cameroon? Will he be able to understand anything? Somebody who, and they carried him like this to go to where other presidents were.
Yes, sir.
Human beings are wicked.
They are wicked, sir. They are just wicked. They don't want him to leave the power. They don't want him to leave the power, and I don't know.
They don't want him to leave because of what they are gaining.
Yes, sir.
Not because he is adding any value to the country.
Yes, sir.
Their only reason for not wanting him to leave is because of their selfish interests. And this is a major thing killing Africa.
Yes. You look at, this is Gabon president now, Ali Bongo. His father was Omar Bongo. The father ruled for many years and died. This is his son. He has stroke. He's coming out of a vehicle now. This is Ali Bongo. Video of ailing Gabon president Bongo Odingba struggling with his step at Brussels summit. That's him coming out. He has massive stroke. One of the hands is condemned already.
Right. These people are mean. And they are still carrying him around.
They are carrying him around, sir. Packaging him, sir. You can't even answer a question. He's speaking French too, just like Paul Biya. And the bodyguard are with him. This massive stroke, sir. And it's still enter into the Brussels. It's a big conference in Brussels summit. You can see it's being piloted into the place.
To do what?
To talk as a president, sir. There are a lot of them, sir, that has problem with health. Even in fact, in Togo here, the man died on Saturday, March 5, year 2005. That is Nasingbe Yadema. By their parliamentary political article, it's supposed to be the speaker that's supposed to be the next president. The speaker was rushing down from London. They blocked him and they took the man's son, who was the Minister of Interior at the time, Faure Nasingbe. He's now the president. He too is aging there now. He has been there since 2005, ruling Togo. There are a lot of things going on side in all these undemocratic African countries. In fact, the Sudan president that is urinating on himself is also still there. He was urinating, the Sudan president, and he knew he was this is it, sir. This is the video, sir. South Sudan president pee on his body during road commissioning. This is it, sir. This is the president. Yes. This is the state function. This is the president. You see him now. You urinate on himself, sir.
You see, yeah. This is calling the youths. You see, this is calling the youths, and this is showing that the youths have not taken their place.
The urination is coming out already, sir. He has looked at it. He saw it himself. Because it's a state function. It's a state function. Even the ministers are looking that the president has urinated in public. Some of the ministers look like Thor. You can see the military. It's quite unfortunate, sir.
You know, so how does Africa, get any respect from the, international
It's
world?
embarrassing, sir. This is so embarrassing. I feel bad, sir.
Let's leave these people.
I feel bad, sir.
Let's leave these people and move ahead. You don't know how I feel here, looking at, Africa, a continent that is so endowed with so much, and some of the people, some of these foreign countries, they like it this way because it enables them to continue the slavery in part 2.
But sir, what is the role of the church in all this? Because the church ought to be, okay, look at someone like Bishop Emenche now. He's the only one that has spoken out. He has been able to stand tall, to tell his people that this is where we are going, this is what you should do, this is the right, this is the wrong. And now they've been trying to even harass him for being bold, being courageous. I think the same thing with Bishop David Oyedepo too, was able to come out and say, this is where we have to go, this is where we have to do. So when you look at the church, because the people, after the kings in the traditional setting, the next hemisphere where we have the masses, the people, is the church system. So what do you think is the role of the church? Do you think that the church has used the message that they preach to dilute the heart of the people, or to downplay their courage and make them look more like robots?
Some of these things are part of the failed church. Very much part of the failed church. The church is the light of the world.
The church, sir.
Yes. And when you see any country not doing well, look at the church. People like Enenche have been standing and speaking out.
Paul Enenche.
Dr. Paul Enenche has been standing out and speaking. And like you said, they were threatening to do him this or do him that. But they cannot try that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You see, if the so-called fathers in the church have betrayed the church and become deaf and dumb and blind so that the church will be ridiculed, they will not be able to go to the point of touching an inch. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Paul Enenche.
They cannot be able to try it. They would not try it, and let no devil give them the idea to try it. Because if they think they have subdued the church so that Paul Enenche cannot come out and talk and say things he's seeing that is not right, should be corrected, and because others are not saying it, then it's like as if he should be intimidated. They are lying. If they will not, they know what will happen. People like us, they will see. Because there's a way you keep quiet to a point. Okay?
Yes, sir.
The church doesn't belong to these so-called fathers that they have bought over with different things. So they will not dare to go and touch Enenche because he's saying the right thing. He's saying that you don't have to, treat Christians the way you are treating them, and whatever. They won't try it. If they try it, they will see trouble. So they won't go there. They won't go that side. What has he committed? With offense? He wouldn't express himself.
Yes, he expressed himself, his opinion.
You understand?
Which is genuine.
If they wouldn't, let's not go there. They know what they can do and what they cannot do. What is he saying that is not right? That you people should treat Christianity, treat the church as you like?
Like a paper?
Because we have so-called fathers that are dumb. Don't go there. They won't try it. Because they don't know there are some people, they will provoke into what they wouldn't be able to handle. Yes. That some people are quiet doesn't mean
that they are stupid.
No. That is not what it means. So the young man should express himself.
And should be allowed
to express himself.
To express himself.
He has not done what many of them people like. What is the governor of Kaduna? All the things he's saying.
Yeah, Nasser El-Rufai.
That small devil. All the things he has been saying. What have they done to him?
He even incited people against the president.
Look, that one is their game. They are playing their game. All the things that guy has done and said, what have they done to him? Let them not fool anybody, because this thing is not over. It's not over. It's not over. Those who are betraying Christianity in this country, God will hold them accountable. Amen. They are giving voice, but they cannot speak.
They are giving the platform, but they cannot
they cannot use it. They think it's for them to amass wealth and live like lords and be worshipped by foolish people. That is why God kept them there. No. When God gives you a platform, gives you a voice, it's for a purpose. It's for his purpose, not even just your purpose, his own purpose. So if it's not representing his purpose, you are the enemy of God. You are not, on the same, lane with him at all. Anywhere God places you is for his purpose. And if it's not serving his purpose, you are in danger. Because God does things according to his own purpose. So when you look at yourself, you ask yourself, am I using this voice?
Yes, sir.
Am I using this platform? Am I using this thing God has given me for his purpose? Because you can use it for your own purpose.
Yes, sir.
And people will hail you, and you think you are doing well, and you will not end well.
Oh, God. You won't end well.
God judges purpose. God is not interested in what you are doing. He's interested in what you are doing according to his purpose.
It's critical.
Whatever you are doing, anything you are doing that is not his purpose, God is not interested in it. So if he gives you anything, you must be able to check and be sure that whatever you are doing with it is according to his purpose.
So, but let me ask you that if you see Mr. Peter Obi one-on-one, what's going to be your advice for him in this coup-d'etat? You can see that yesterday, the other man, what's his name? Is it Atiku Abubakar or something like that? Has even said he has been pulled out of the case. You can imagine. Atiku, that's the man, he himself was fighting. He himself marched to the office of INEC to say that they stole his mandate or whatever. But as of yesterday, he said he has pulled out. So if you have a chance to speak with Mr. Peter Obi right now, what would you advise him to do?
Atiku doesn't have anything to contend for. They are the people creating all this confusion. He has nothing to contend for. My word for Peter Obi will be to stand for the mandate people have given him. It's not about him. He should stand for it, fight for it in every legitimate form, in every way that is legal, in every way that is in order. But he should fight for this. If he chicken out of this, God will ask him question. The masses that voted for him under rain, under sun, some of them are dead, their blood is crying. Let him understand that this is above him, is beyond him. It's not about anybody trying to intimidate him or make him afraid so that he will chicken out or induce him with anything. It is not about that. He has proven to be upright so far. And Nigerians who have never voted for the first time came out to vote because of him. God Almighty has brought him out for a purpose. He should walk in that purpose. He should stand, this mandate, he should fight for it to the end. In every way, he's not a violent person.
Yes, sir.
It's not, how do I want to put it? He is somebody that...
They did same for him in Anambra some years ago.
Yeah, he
fought it.
He has been raised for a time like this. He should have that understanding and walk in the realization that he's holding people's mandate. It's not just his mandate. Remember the people who have died. Remember those who voted for him under rain and under sun. And above all, remember God. And one with God is majority.
One with God.
It's majority. Where this thing is going, we shall all see it. Because, like I said earlier, it is important that this thing is corrected so that it will not continue. Because will you be able to convince how many Nigerians to come and do election again if at the end they find out that their votes don't count? In a state like this, with the kind of thing they have experienced. How many Nigerians will you be able to call to come and vote again that will come out to vote if they find out that their votes don't count? Will you to do what? To stay under the sun and stay under the rain, be beaten, be harassed? Some people voted till the following day, and then at the end of the day, it's nonsense. The next election, you call them to come out. Let these people don't invite anarchy to the country. And let all Nigerians rise up to say enough is enough, so that this evil will not continue. Because if they get away with it, it will continue. If they get away, if they succeed now, if you yourself come into power tomorrow, will you want to leave power for anybody?
No, sir.
You have seen the pattern.
And it's an unscrupulous
pattern. We want peace. We want unity. We want a serene atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
We want a country that is working. This country is not working.
An egalitarian society.
You see, Nigeria has what it takes. The manpower, the natural resources, everything is management. We are suffering from mismanagement. We want people who understand leadership, not people who are coming to embezzle, coming to intimidate people, coming to use the power that belongs to the people against the people. That's not what we want. We want a society where everybody will be able to express himself, feel belonging. That's the society. We don't want, a jungle. So, you see, if these things are not corrected, that is even where the fear is. It will spread. And if the people themselves don't rise against evil, you see, let me tell you something. The worst harm against truth is to be silent.
The worst
crime
against
truth is to be silent. Yes.
So silent is not good in the face of
not at
injustice.
all. Not at all. That's the worst. That is the worst thing you can do to the truth. You see, the person that is fighting against the truth is better than you. The person that is resisting the truth is better than you. The worst crime against the truth is silence.
Even NADECO, they are saying no. NADECO, look at NADECO.
And the people of Nigeria. NADECO welcomes you to the first of its series of events planned over the next several weeks regarding the recently held presidential election in Nigeria. For those who are not quite familiar with NADECO, I'll give you a little bit about the group. The National Democratic Coalition, for short, NADECO, is Nigeria's premier and foremost pro-democracy group based here in Washington, D.C. It was initially registered in Nigeria in 1994 by a group of very prominent politicians and pro-democracy campaigners who needed a platform to fight the military regime of the infamous dictator General Sani Abacha after he took power through a military coup in November 1993 and reneged on his promises to hold elections and return Nigeria to democracy, as was its birthright since obtaining freedom from British colonial rule on October 1, 1960. Sorry about that. A broad-based coalition transcending ethnic and religious lines was formed, which later gave birth to NADECO in Nigeria. No sooner had NADECO begun a peaceful resistance against the then military leader, General Sani Abacha, started to assassinate and jail its members. In order to save their lives, several of NADECO members fled into exile to neighboring African countries, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada. In 1995, those NADECO members who fled from Nigeria got together and registered a new NADECO in the United States. Since 1995, when NADECO was registered here in the US, it has continued to push for good governance and credible elections in Nigeria. NADECO alleges that the election results pronounced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on February 25 through 26, 2023, are fundamentally at odds with Nigerian election laws and constitute a wholesale disenfranchisement of Nigerian voters caused by the pervasive rot of Nigeria's increasingly kleptocratic political structure. NADECO demands that INEC draw back its curtains to let the full light of truth prove the transparency and veracity of the 2023 electoral process. It is without question that nearly all of the electoral reforms implemented to safeguard the 2023 Nigerian elections have been savaged by INEC and scattered to the winds of tyranny. It is beyond debate that initial investigation into the 2023 Nigerian presidential election discloses that Nigeria's most recent election is the polar opposite of transparency, fairness, and electoral integrity. This election was polluted by blatant bribery and widespread corruption. Even INEC itself has admitted to its abject failures to comply with the requisite transparency laws mandating real-time electronic transmission of election results from the polling units to the public, instead opting to cloak the electronic results in darkness before emerging with a declared rather than proved winner who is presently incapable of being fully embraced by the world. The INEC action clearly constitutes negligence per se and electoral fraud, as it violated the very statutory provisions and guidelines that are designed to protect against the type of fraud caused by its failure to transmit the results in real time. The people of Nigeria are supposed to be the ones the statute is designed to protect. Instead, they have found themselves at the receiving end of the resulting gross injustice. NADECO maintains that the 2023 presidential election is an attempt to disenfranchise the Nigerian people through the four horsemen of democracy's doom: bribery, voter intimidation, insecurity, and vote rigging, all harnessed to skew the results of the 2023 presidential election. NADECO calls upon the people and the judiciary of Nigeria and international community to join hands in a concerted effort toward global condemnation and absolute rejection of the hasty, hollow, and illegitimate result declared by INEC as being contrary to the will of the people and the rule of law. Here are some positions that NADECO has taken. NADECO is gravely concerned about the irregularities, voter intimidation, violence, the breach of the National Electoral Act, and most importantly, the abrupt and horrid pronouncement of the dubious 2023 presidential election results. This, in our viewpoint, signals a whole disenfranchisement of voters in Africa's largest nation. NADECO's goals and singular mandate have always been to fight for the rule of law and democracy in Nigeria as Nigeria's watchdog of democracy. NADECO hereby, as a first step, formally severs its relationship with Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a former founding member of NADECO USA for his participation in the worst electoral fraud in Nigeria's recent history. NADECO and Tinubu fought Abacha as the military dictator who scuttled the will of the Nigerian people in 1993 June 12 elections. Ironically, exactly 30 years later, in 2023, NADECO is fighting the same species of dictatorship, but only this time a much more dangerous civilian dictatorship, a kleptocracy mostly perpetuated by one of those who fought Abacha then. NADECO will not look the other way simply because the fraud was perpetrated by one of its founding members. NADECO urges the Biden administration to withhold any recognition of the product of the flawed elections. NADECO further entreats the U.S. Congress to introduce a resolution calling on the U.S. administration not to recognize the product of the election. It is the product of a poisonous tree. NADECO calls on the international community to support the empaneling of a team of internationally acclaimed technical experts to examine, interrogate, and analyze the INEC servers and beavers and all the other equipments that were used to extract the original votes and information. NADECO implores the Nigerian people and the judiciary of Nigeria, acting in concert with the international community, to join together in a concerted effort toward global condemnation and absolute rejection of the hasty, hollow, and illegitimate results declared by INEC as being contrary to the will of the people and rule of law. NADECO demands that the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, must resign or be removed immediately. NADECO urgently requests that all countries worldwide, especially the United States, place an immediate visa ban upon Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. NADECO solemnly exhorts the U.S. to not deviate from its democratic standards in Africa just because it fears competition with China and seeks to curry favor with illegitimate dictators who come to power through bribery, force, intimidation, and vote rigging. The U.S. should come out and condemn the apparent...
Wow. That's it, sir. That's
NADECO. That's beautiful. That is interesting.
NADECO welcomes you to the first of its
series of
events planned over the next several weeks regarding the recently held presidential election in Nigeria.
That's the NADECO stand and the NADECO standard.
Now look at a group, the Afenifere.
Yes, sir. They were in contrast with themselves.
You see, when evil enters, it creates confusion.
Look at the man, Afenifere leader, Cornelius Tinubu, and this is a man, Fashionati, that had crisis the other day. He wanted to take the power back from Baba Adebanjo. Meanwhile, Chief Adebanjo said we should all vote for Peter Obi, that because Obi is the future. Obi is young, versatile, and with a lot of energy.
You see, when you look at the stand Afenifere took,
yes,
very pleasant.
But that is Adebanjo's different.
No, they say you will still, there are Judas everywhere.
Okay, sir. If I should not see again now.
There are Judas everywhere. The important thing is that this body has come out to demonstrate their one Nigerianness. Equity, fair play, justice. They have come to, most of them are elderly people.
That's Chief Adebanjo.
When they go back to their makers, they will not be counted among the people who destroyed Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Even Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president.
You look at his stand. My dear, I am a believer in truth. It doesn't matter where and how anybody feel or think about it. I am not against anybody. I am not for anybody. I am for the truth. Wherever the truth is where I want to be. This is the way I live my life, and this is the way I will live my life until the day my Maker calls me. I want to be found in the place of the truth, unless I don't know. But as far as it's the truth, and nobody, they have not born you. You can't intimidate me to accept what is not the truth. It's not possible. My life is not in your hands. The hair on my head are numbered. The angels guiding me are too dangerous. So I know the God I serve, I know who I am with, and I know that only His will prevail in my life. And I want to serve Him, and when I go back, because everybody will give account of himself one day before God. It doesn't matter whether you are president or prisoner, you don't even know the day you are going, you will stand and give account. The day I was shown Abacha in a revelation inside hellfire, burning.
The same General Sani Abacha.
General Sani Abacha, burning in hellfire.
As he was a prophet, you saw it. As
a prophet, I saw him in hellfire burning, and they were using him to grind, as if they are using him to grind pepper. You see, these people should know that there is a life after this nonsense. You are not, who are you? Even Lucifer, even Satan himself is regretting that he will end in hellfire. And you are thinking you will live as you like here, do whatever you like, intimidate people, drink people's blood, kill people, and then you and your generation. And when I say generation, I don't mean just all your children, because those of them who are not with you, who don't agree with you, they are not part of your generation. Your generation is those who support your evil. So you don't think that God will not judge you. Who told you that God will not judge you? God will judge you and judge your generation. Any of your children that is in support of your evil, He will judge all of them, whether it's your wife, all of you. You will be judged.
We pity that the same Abacha, one of his sons just slept and he didn't wake up 2 weeks ago.
It's a pity. That's a message.
We are mourning, sir.
That's a message. Nobody like that.
Yes, it's
nobody, a young man. Nobody with, he just slept, and all the money the father stole, where are they? You see, I felt it. I felt for the mother. I learned he's 36 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Slept.
Yes.
Not that he was sick, slept and didn't wake up. So what are you thinking about this life? Then all these old men who are not even quarter to go, who are trying to rule from their graves, will not allow people to rest. 36-year-old boy. He so rest in peace. Nobody pray for that. You don't even wish him such a thing.
Yes.
Slept slept, had plans for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know whether he was the one who canvassed for the governorship of the state.
No, that's Mohammed.
Okay.
That's the senior brother.
Okay.
Yes,
not the one that died in a plane crash the other time.
Ibrahim.
May God, comfort the mother and the family.
Amen, sir. Amen.
Nobody wish.
Beautiful mother.
So you see, these are messages. These are things to help us think. That a young man of 36 years will just sleep and didn't wake. Where is he continuing eternity? Eternity is too long to be wrong. Any man, any woman, anybody that doesn't think eternity is the highest fool. You must have eternity at heart.
Jesus.
At the end of these things, where am I going? Do I know when I'm living? What account will I give of myself? Because when God calls for you, it doesn't matter your age, you must come. You must bring your file back. So all the money Abacha stole and whatever up to today, they are still talking about only Abacha. Only him has loot, and they are still bringing as they loot. As they bring the loot, they reloot it. What are they doing with the loot? They bring it, they reloot it.
People are saying that it's the only of our ancestors that was so kind to us in death. All the money he kept for us, the money are coming back.
They are still bringing them back.
Yes,
the ones, these other ones too, where are they? Is it when they are dead we will be able to get them?
Some are lost in Switzerland, sir.
I know what happens now. That is it. And meanwhile, people are dying. People are suffering. People cannot eat. People are homeless.
Begging for money on the road.
Look at the type of beggars you see today. Well-dressed beggars.
Yes, with children, some.
Yeah. So you see, when we are speaking, what we are trying to say is, let's get this thing well. It will be for the benefit of everybody. These people who think they are embezzling money, they are doing this and this, the time will come when they will not walk on the street. They won't drive on the street. Oh yes, they are eating the masses. By the time the masses start eating them, it will be a different thing. Eating them and their families. A time will come when these people will realize that you are the one who impoverished them. You are the one who made them not to be able to go to school. You are the one who have made them, be the way they are. You are the one. When you go and embezzle the money you don't need. Today they are helping girls to pump their buttocks, pump their breasts, pump this, pump that, and living useless lives and things like that, using some of them for ritual too, because their future is gone. They don't know. They think it's to sleep with evil politicians that is the big deal. Do you know the outcome? One of them called me and was crying.
Jesus Christ.
That he can't sleep.
Jesus.
You will see herself in the coffin. You will see herself in the grave. You will see herself here. You will see herself. And I said, who did you sleep with last?
My Lord Jesus Christ. She couldn't even mention the person he slept with last. Maybe a senator, a honorable.
An evil politician.
Jesus Christ.
Who used people's destiny for rituals.
She has been running away from the grave. The spirit of grave has been chasing her.
She can't sleep. She cannot rest. She cannot sleep. She cannot rest. She told me that for the past 6 months, she doesn't know how sleep looks like.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If she wants to close her eyes, coffin will come.
Oh.
So you see these young girls that are following these blood drinkers. They don't know that they don't have future. And tomorrow you go and marry one of them and put in the house, you don't know you have married grave, you have married coffin. You have married somebody that has no womb. The womb is gone.
Ew.
Some of these politicians are too desperate. That's why they can kill. But the killer will be killed. You see, something is happening. There's a new narrative. God's hand is coming on this nation in a different way. It is not going to be business as usual. No. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. All these girls, they should be careful that these, evil politicians.
A lot of them want to drive Porsche cars, sir. They want to live in duplexes.
You see,
they want to travel to
they
Dubai.
buy the houses.
They want to go to Dubai and buy tickets,
expensive holidays and things like that. But what they will suffer, what they will pay for, in it, they don't realize. They don't understand. They don't understand what will be the outcome. The devil doesn't have free gift. The devil does not have free gift.
I learned that the devil does. He gave some pleasant pleasure with the hidden tag, sir.
He doesn't put, his price tag. That's why you grab it, and you are gone. When he now comes to take, you will see a different thing.
The devil is too dangerous.
When the devil said to Jesus, "Bow, and I will give you all this glory," he was telling Jesus not to go to the cross.
Wow.
And that's the purpose of his coming. That is the glory that is meant for Jesus. He said, "Bow, and I'll give you all this glory of the earth." He didn't want him to go to the cross. That was what he was telling him. Because he can't bow for him and go to the cross. Bowing means bow out of the cross. And what does it mean? Give me your soul. So people need to understand that not everything is free. Life is something that people have to understand, that all that glitter, is not gold. It is not it at all. So, our people have seen politics as a wicked business, and they brought in do or die, in it, because they see it as a jungle where you can eat up anybody, and it doesn't matter. I don't know how they reason.
You can imagine a governor, what he did in Rivers State, stomping people out of the center, trying to frustrate people not to vote for their conscience. I mean, now saying they're supporting Aswaji as the Connecticut Rivers federal government, saying all sorts of things. I mean, I've never seen politicians like this.
Is this one democracy? Is it democracy according to?
I'm strong crazy, sir. I'm strong in people.
Is this democracy? America should be able to do something about this, because they are the people that are policing democracy. I don't know how they would see this was democracy. It is not. It's not. They should be able to come in and define what is happening in Nigeria in the right way. Everybody in the world is looking at these things. Let them be able to, define. Before elections, you see these people kill, shed blood. During the election, the same thing, because they want to, they want to be in power for life. They want to update their ritual to be in power.
I think we have heard enough in terms of politics now, sir. We're going to round up now, sir, but let's quickly go to Brazil, sir, because some of your book has revealed the mightiness of Jesus Christ and the awesomeness of God in his mannerism, in his greatness. In Brazil, just 2 weeks ago, there was a big carnival whereby they tried to edify the devil. I mean, they edify the devil and make it look so strong, and they made jest of Jesus. It was a big carnival. But unfortunately, the next day, there was a flood across the state of Brazil. It was a big something that happened, and I was wondering, that is it that Jesus is telling them about himself, or what's really the problem?
So this is Brazil. They were singing praises and mocking God, mocking Jesus. There are some videos you will see, the guy disguised himself as Jesus, and then the devil surround him, beating him, saying that they have conquered the world, that Jesus said he is the king of the universe, but the devil has conquered the world. A day after this ceremony, this is what happened to their country. The whole country was destroyed with water. This is to show you that our God is bigger and stronger than any other God. God created the devil himself before he decided to become the devil. God created the devil. So this is what happened to Brazil a day after they finished mock God. The Bible said that my glory I share with no one. You can do everything you want to do in this life. God may be silent. But the day you decide to share the glory of God with him, he will strike you. He will prove to you that he created you. He molded you out of dust. This is what happened to Brazil after they finished mocking God. This is to show you that our God is stronger than any other God. How dare you mock God? How dare you share his glory? Now this is what has happened to their country. Let the devil fix the country for them. I thought they said that the devil has power.
That is Brazil's position.
See, anybody from Brazil and people all over the world listening to me, they should wait for the part 2.